America. If you ever listen to this, I don't mean to call you out.
Oh, God.
So what happened was I was talking about Ex Machina to her. I was like, oh, I'm watching this film. I've just watched it, blah, blah, blah. It's really good. It's got Donald Gleason. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Donald Gleason.
Yep. Oscar Isaac. Alicia
Vikander.
Yeah, she's like really amazing cast. Really love the film. She's like, well, what's it about? And I'm like telling her, there's this AI and they're in this remote area and blah blah blah. And she's like, oh, is this Ex Machina? And I'm like,
oh dear.
No.
She's not the only one though.
This is Ex Machina, and which comes from the Latin phrase Deus Ex Machina, which talks about God of machine. I think that's what it means. Mm-hmm. And she's like, holy shit, I've been calling it Ex Machina for the past however many years. And I'm like, it's fine. I could be wrong. And I tell her about what Ex Machina is in film and the convenience of certain things that happen in film. We call it Ex Machina because literally playing God.
Just the screenwriter just coming.
Yeah, playing God.
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's not the funny part. The funny part afterwards is we're talking about Oscar Isaac because I show her this video of Oscar Isaac, who's like the internet's boyfriend, playing guitar and singing Star Wars because he's Poe Dameron in Star Wars. And she's like, oh, where do I know him from? And I'm like, Annihilation. And she's like, what's Annihilation? And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? It's been all over Netflix. Show her the poster. And she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? And she's like, you mean Annihilation? Or something. I can't say it the way she says it. I think it was like annihilation or something.
Oh dear.
And so I'm like, it's
no.
Annihilation. So we're laughing, and she's like, no, you don't understand. She went for a job interview recently,
Did she
and
say that was the last film she watched, and she said like, oh no.
And they were like, oh, I've never heard of it. She's like, oh, it's really good. It's on Netflix.
It's just been released. Fantastic.
Yeah,
film.
amazing.
And the Annihilation.
But yeah,
and then she leaves and they're like, she's been drinking.
Yeah, well, I think they didn't realize that she was referring to Annihilation. Either way, I just kind of laughed it off and I said,
I hope not.
It's not a big deal. But hang on. Anyways, yeah, it's not a big deal. And then she's just kind of like, yeah, it's okay. And we had a laugh about it. We're having froyo. Yeah.
We had a laugh about it. We're having froyo.
I don't know how to string sentences along.
Okay.
Anyways.
I don't know how to string sentences along.
What did we watch this week?
Well, I watched two things, pretty much.
I watched quite a few, but obviously the main one we watched.
I mean, two things in the cinema. I don't know.
Oh, really? What else did you watch?
The Death of Stalin.
Oh yeah, shit! You did say you did watch that. We really, really wanted to watch. I really wanted to watch Isle of Dogs.
But that's out this Thursday.
I know, but we can't review it because Infinity Wars is out next fortnight, so we have to do Infinity Wars. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go watch it anyways. Fuck everything.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, it looks so good.
I'm just gonna see it next week.
I love Wes Anderson. He's amazing. But this week we focus. We focus on. We're focusing on A Quiet Place.
Yes. And now, an hour of silence.
Mm-hmm.
As we do this in sign language.
Mm-hmm. I wish I knew sign language. I think it'd be an incredibly helpful skill to have.
In that world, yes.
Yeah. Obviously, do they know sign language because one of their kids is deaf? Yeah.
Yes. So I dare say that's probably how they
survived
so long.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly give a summary of Death of Stalin.
Clearly, I'm not to be trusted with giving... Wait, no. I thought... Cut this part out. I thought you were going to say I'm going to give a quick summary about A Quiet Place.
No, I literally said the Death of Stalin before you started that question.
It's fine. It's fine. Cut that part out.
Sure. Staying in. So yes, the Death of Stalin. It's about an actual period in history, but definitely a satire of it rather than an actual retelling. Mainly centered around the party that Stalin left behind when he died, because he was a nutcase, and the party was a bunch of backstabbing pieces of shit, and of course what is it, Khrushchev? I think it's Khrushchev. succeeded Stalin eventually. And basically, this is what this film's about: the different factions of the party, basically plotting against each other to stab each other in the back, but in a very amusing way. And none of them have Russian accents. There's a whole bunch of people in it. It's
Do they have any accent, or they're just American?
No, it's like Americans or British or whatever. Like, it's
Okay.
nothing even remotely Russian about their accents.
Lovely.
It's like Michael Palin from Monty Python is one of the characters. I can't remember everybody's names because they're all Russian names and I just can't remember. You've got like a guy whose name I can't remember, Lucius Malfoy from the Harry Potter. He plays the head of the Red Army.
Yeah.
And he's got like a Cockney accent through the entire, and it's hilarious.
Oh my god.
He's probably my favourite part of the film
Mm.
because he's so like he's got a whole bit where he's talking to Khrushchev and Khrushchev's going, you know, he's basically plotting against one particular other member who's the other prominent, who's another prominent member of the party who's very good at sort of setting up things and scheming and solving everybody's problems.
Cat.
And then yes, that's right. And so he's having this conversation, you know, basically with the Red Army general privately, and then the Red Army general goes, "Look," he goes, "you know, I'm going to have to report this. I'm going to have to, you know, whatever, send this up the chain and report this as a breach of blah, blah, blah." And then halfway through, he just starts laughing. He's like, "Oh, look at your fucking face."
Okay. You're like,
And then he's just like, I took Germany. I think I can take one fat guy in a suit. So it's got a lot of good moments.
Good.
Stuff like, you know, it all builds to an end where basically like a coup pretty much happens, but there's a lot of amusing moments that are amusing mostly because they're so fucked up if you think about them, because this is real.
yeah.
And they probably did think like this in a way, and that was probably their logic when they were thinking. And like, you know, stuff like at the start, they're like very casually like got lists of everybody they're going to have sent to the gulag and shot.
Lovely.
Basically, and they're just handing them out to soldiers like, yeah, you kill him in front of her, make sure he sees or whatever like that, and like do this, and then they're just like, it's very like,
Why?
because, you know,
Why
whatever
not?
reason,
Okay.
whatever bullshit reason they had, they were talking bad about Stalin, so you had
Fair
to
enough.
and you got stuff like there's just a lot of good moments, like stuff. The funeral is hilarious. They have like the state funeral for Stalin, and they've got to have like everybody's got to come through and walk past his, you know,
Corpse.
casket,
Oh,
which
sorry.
has got this thing open. It's like it's weird. It's got like a glass thing so you can see his face, but the thing is closed.
Okay.
So you know, all
All I can think of is Snow White when she's in that glass.
it's kind of like that.
Oh.
It's not unlike because it's like this huge setup in the, you know, the.
So if someone kisses him, will he come back?
I fucking hope not. So, and so everybody's passing through all of the, you know, just normal Russian people with, you know, signs and stuff like that, you know. It's kind of like North Korea pretend crying, all that sort of stuff, you know, they're walking through. And then all the party members are like standing around the casket and they're supposed to like stay in the thing. And they're still talking to each other, like, you know, trying to like scheme. And there's like, who, you know, invited the Orthodox priests? And I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? Like, and then he's just like, and then Khrushchev's just like, yeah, Steve Buscemi, who plays Khrushchev, he's just like, all right, I'm going to switch with you. He goes, if we do this right, we can make it look like it's a part of the ceremony. And he just starts like moving aside and then moves in front of him. And then the guy behind just goes, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, the fuck are you doing?
But it's just very good, and it's quite lots of it's quite subtle as well, and like background sort of stuff. Or I want to see it again to get more out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love films like that where you watch it again, you actually get more out of it. Like the second time versus the first time. I remember the fourth film I watched when Harry Met Sally.
have you seen it before?
No, I know
haven't
it's
seen it
like
before.
I
Wow.
know it's huge rom com. Like it's one of the big ones.
It's one of the only good ones.
It is one of the only good ones. I think the reason why I kind of put it off watching because I felt like there was such a big hype behind it that it's like
very it's a big classic movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I watched it. I really enjoyed it, of course.
I remember watching it, and I didn't know Carrie Fisher was in it before. I thought,
Well, the thing is, I saw Carrie Fisher's name, and then I was like, okay, and I don't know why, I just expected Leia to come on screen and just go, hope. That's not what happened. Anyway, so yeah, like I watched it, and then I saw her best friend, and I'm like, she looks familiar, and then I'm like, holy shit. Leia? Like, I feel really bad because you know some actors, after they act a certain role,
she's
they can't.
typecast as Princess Leia forever.
Yeah,
Pretty
like
much.
it's like same with Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like you can't.
What, Tim Curry?
Yeah, you can't get him
Well,
away.
he was it as well. So
Yeah.
it's like hard to.
Yeah, so like certain people with and Harry Potter with Daniel Radcliffe. Anyways, so I just was like, who the fuck? But like the way she acted and everything, I was like, you look
So different. Yeah.
familiar, but so different. I don't know who you are. And then I was like, it's fucking Carrie Fisher.
I think I've only seen her in like 4 things. Like I think I've only seen her in like 3 other things that aren't Star Wars films.
Yeah,
And like one of them's
she's
the Blues
amazing
Brothers.
though. She's such a gem.
One of them's the Blues Brothers. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No, I haven't, but I have heard of it.
It's great, and her role in it, she's basically trying to kill her ex-husband, which is one of the leads, and she spends the entire film. She gets like rocket launchers and like a machine gun and stuff like that, and then when she finally catches up with him, all he does, he just takes off his sunglasses. She sees his eyes, and then she just melts. That's
Okay.
that's her thing. It's just it's good in the context of the film because the film's so
Bizarre.
insane.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a musical, but it's also this like over the top comedy, and it's one of a kind sort of film.
I have to watch
That's
it
why
one
it's got such a cult following.
day. Yeah. Anyways, so I enjoyed when Harry Met Sally. I thought I didn't know the context behind. I kind of walked in. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just not know anything about it. I'm just gonna go watch it.
It's just a more realistic. rom-com.
Apparently, I read up about it, and apparently the ending they wanted for them not to end up together because that technically was going to be a more realistic ending, except obviously the crowd wants what the crowd wants, and so they decided for them to.
I'm
end
sure
up
the
together.
producers went, "You can't do that."
Can't do that. That's not what a rom-com does.
Not that the ending doesn't work.
No, it still works.
Still works.
I like Harry's character. Oh my god, I'm so in love with Harry's character. I feel like I'm going to grow up and be Harry in the future.
You're just going to be Billy Crystal.
Yeah, after my first divorce.
Yeah,
hopefully I will not get, sorry, knock on wood, hopefully I will not get divorced. But you know, like, it's just the way he looks, he does everything. It's just like, it's just so like monotone in a way. It's just like, yeah, you know, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to go to dinner? Men and women can't be friends because sex gets in the way. Which in today's standard is probably not true, but you know, it was quite a funny thing.
Sometimes it does. Not all
We're
the time.
friends.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like lots of people don't have that problem.
I don't understand. Like, I mean, can't you just keep it in your pants?
Exactly.
Clearly not.
Anyway.
Are you sure you don't want any of this? I'm pretty much finished the bottle.
Yeah, I'm very sure.
Are you sure you never had? You haven't tried any? Don't know until you try.
So A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
The best movie Jim Halpert ever made.
So the director.
That's his character in The Office, yeah.
Oh shit! Oh my god! I just completely forgot that.
I mean, it's the best movie he's ever been in. It's definitely better than Threat Level Midnight, directed by Michael Scott.
I love how you were directed by Michael Scott. Look, everyone said it was really good, so I'm not actually normally a horror person, as you know. I did spend majority of that film. Do you know what? Actually, can I just say the worst part about that film wasn't like the scary or whatever. The worst part was that it was almost predominantly silent. There was no backing track or anything.
Yeah.
And so anytime I wanted to make a fucking commentary so that I could not get as scared, everyone like within a 30 centimeter radius could hear exactly what I was saying. So anytime I was like, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. I'm so glad also that it was not, I mean, not that it ever would have been a PG film, but I've seen like PG Disney films where I'm just like, that's not fucking good. And then like gave like the mum, you know, in the aisle down from me gave me a dirty look because her kids were watching. But I'm like, you know what, lady, fuck you too, okay? I paid money for this ticket. I'm just as worthy of being here. I'm really bad. I swear a lot. You know, and like, I'm like that person who's like, who someone will be like, can you stop swearing? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Fuck. I mean, fuck. fuck me.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's the type of person I am. So when, like, we go to see PG films and there's a whole bunch of kids, I'm like, oh, these fucking kids. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with kids, but I'm talking about, like, when they're, like, running around, hyped up on sugar, and, like, they're disrupting everyone else around them. I'm like, oh. And then I swear a little, and then the mum or a parent gives me a dirty look, and I'm like, I'm sorry, can't help it. It's not my fucking fault. Anyway, so yeah, like, anytime you could hear, Kenji could hear, like, everyone around me could hear, every time I was like, oh, fuck, oh, no, and then I just, and then Kenji kept being like, shh, you can't talk, because it's literally, there's no tracking, there's no backing track to it or anything.
There's not much music.
No, there's, like, maybe some horror, like...
There's some music at different points, but it
like,
doesn't feel like there's much of a soundtrack.
No, so I'm just literally there swearing in this completely dead cinema, and I'm pretty sure people from across the room can hear me, and I'm like, sorry, my bad.
I think the only thing that kind of bothered me about the film was the fact that there were so many jump scares, but it was kind of built into the film by the fact that the film's so friggin' quiet, so it makes more sense.
Cat.
Yes. Standing right there, and that's where he shall stay.
Oh, he's so sad. Oh, when was the last time your cat interrupted one of our podcasts?
I don't know, a while ago.
Quite a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, babe. He looks so sad. I will admit there are quite a few jump scares which I don't really like. I don't mind horror elements like gore or anything like that. I can actually stand that pretty well. It's just jump scares I don't like because I just don't like that feeling.
Like, the creepiest parts of the films weren't the jump scares.
No.
It's all like this, you know, spoilers later on in the film when the room is flooding and it gets into the room and it's like it disappears into the water. That's just... the whole concept's creepy.
Oh, babe. Well, let him in. Just let him in. Come on, come here. I'm a crazy cat lady.
You are, yeah.
I have 2 cats now, and then you have, like, 3?
Mm-hmm.
You know what's really funny, though? Like, I'm, like, a full-blown dog person, but I love cats as well, and I have cats instead of dogs. Oh, no, come back. Okay. Yeah, no... I know it does work well. There's not there's not so many that I'm just like, oh, I can't watch this anymore. But like the moments where, look, I know like not everyone was gonna die, but like the moments where she's like holding her baby and the baby's crying, and then the monster comes up and I'm like, no, shut up, baby! Children, why? But
yeah, I think everybody knows the basic concept of this film. It's, you know. The monsters that this family is running from all the time or trying to stay alive from is they can just hear pretty much. They can't smell.
And they're all across the world, aren't they?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like very powerful, fast zombies that can't see and can only hear, basically. I thought the opening was pretty good because that was the part that was like in most of the trailers.
Yeah, like when the kid pulls out the...
Yeah, when they're on the bridge, the rail bridge. And is it rail bridge or just a footbridge? I can't remember.
I think they're rail bridge because they follow the tracks back.
Yeah, they follow the tracks. But that was on like most of the trailers.
Yeah.
I was assuming that was going to come about halfway through the film, like they were travelling somewhere.
I
but
feel
that's
like...
right at the start.
Yeah, well, I feel like the thing is they purposely put that in the trailers because it was only the first little bit so that they actually wouldn't ruin what really happened. It's a bit of a red herring to what actually happens in the film.
It's funny because they show all that to you and they... So the boy that is still alive after that looks a hell of a lot like the younger one to me. And in the trailer, I don't think I noticed the difference. So I just went, oh, so he survives that. And then in the film, it's like, okay,
never mind.
Nah.
Well, they're all brothers and sisters, and
but the way that it's sort of done, everything's sort of set up.
Can I just say, it's a bit vulgar, but how the fuck did they have sex in silence? And then why would they have sex without protection and have a kid when they know there's this like
well,
monster?
The second question, sure. I mean, the thing is that humans reproduce in all sorts of weird and horrible
Lovely.
situations.
I just think if I was
The first one, as far as like how you do it silently, well, that I don't know about you.
but that would have just been the most like uncomfortable environment ever.
You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, okay, speaking not from personal experience, but just speaking personally, if I was stuck in this cup of apocalyptic,
Right. Okay.
but just like the world is ending, nothing can survive. If
Yeah.
I was in that type of situation, I would not reproduce. I'm sorry, but I'm just like, girl, I can't even look after myself right now. I cannot look after another little human.
She's got kids already.
Yeah, and it's not like she's never gonna have kids. She's got 2 kids.
No, maybe it's just like she lost one as well.
But this also sounds so horrible. Thanks. No, but like it sounds horrible. But I'm like, if your kid's that stupid,
yeah, the kids aren't very smart yet.
fucking hell, it's just like no. But I'm just like,
the kid thought that they were going to escape the Earth on a rocket. That's literally
yeah,
says
but
in
he
the
has a
first
toy. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm
He looks at the toy and he goes, "That's our key out of here."
just gonna
And
shrink
he
down.
turns it on, and then
Speaking
he
of which,
dies.
Speaking of shrinking down, I saw this meme post thing where it's like, why is everyone worried about Infinity Wars? Just get Ant-Man to shrink down and go into Thanos' butthole and expand out. Boom, the universe is saved. I laughed I laughed just too hard at that one because I'm like, it's not untrue. And then there was another one, it's like just shrink the glove that Thanos has to get Ant-Man to shrink it, and then that's it. Yeah, it's fine.
So he can't put it on.
Yeah, you can't. Put
Nobody
it
can put it on except
No.
for Ant-Man.
Yeah, it's fine.
And he just punches Thanos in the head.
Yeah, it's like bullet
The
hole.
movie's over. I mean, let's get real about that. The movie's going to boil down to a lot of punching.
Yeah. Anyways, A Quiet Place. We'll talk about Marvel at the end of this podcast.
I think there's remarkably little to say about this film, actually.
I know.
Because it's just good.
It's not amazing.
It's not like a deep and meaningful film.
No.
It's just a well-done horror concept.
I think the fuck words. I think the concept behind it is really good because you haven't really seen a lot of horror films where it's like
sound always plays a role in horror films,
Yeah.
but it's not necessarily always the
Yeah.
whole point of the film. And certainly not to the point where there's almost no dialogue that's spoken in the film.
yeah. So like, long story short, what happens is pretty much there's these unknown monsters.
Yeah, these monsters.
There's Emily Blunt and her husband and the director.
Yeah.
And the guy from The Office. I
Yep,
cannot remember
that's
his name. I'm so sorry.
John Krasinski.
I'm just calling him John. Dear old John.
Just call him Jim.
Jim.
Or as Michael Scott puts it, Jim. James? Jimothy?
Jimothy.
Goes, wait, no, that
Dear
sounds
old
weird.
Jimothy.
Do you prefer Jim? Yes.
He's the father. The start of, they can all speak sign language because their first daughter is deaf.
Yeah, their oldest.
The
child.
oldest.
I assume she's the oldest, actually. I don't know about the boy.
She does look
She
the
looks
oldest.
like the oldest. And she blames herself for her younger brother's death
Because she gave him
his toy back, and then he picked up the batteries. And then,
To be fair, it's not like she gave him the batteries.
I know, but she wasn't watching him, and she couldn't hear him either. Actually,
Yeah. So
But
huge
she's
thing.
deaf.
Yeah. So then, like, what happens is Emily Blunt's pregnant again
later on
in the film, and as her water breaks, she goes downstairs, but she accidentally steps on a nail.
So there's whole other stuff, like,
Yeah, but
we
that's
see
it.
how they're set up.
Yeah,
How they're surviving.
like they eat from lettuce. They eat from like plates made of lettuce.
Yeah, so they don't make any clinking noises.
Yeah.
And, there's a pretty good scene early on as well when one of the kids knocks over a lamp.
Oh yeah. That gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Because
I'm like, no.
it was like the simplest mistake, and it could cost you everything. And he just knocks over the lamp. They put out the fire in like 2 seconds, and then they're just standing there waiting to hear something.
Yeah.
They do, but it's like a rabbit or something.
Wombat? I don't know. They don't have wombats back in America. It's just some woodland creature.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but that's what it was.
Yeah. Anyway, so then as she goes into labor, she steps on a nail from one of the a nail that's like poked up,
Should
and
also
then
mention that he's not there at
He's
the
not.
time, and neither is the son, and the daughter's run off.
Yeah,
to see,
no one's there.
To
She's
see where her
all along.
brother died.
She accidentally. What does she break? She breaks. Something falls out of her hand because that's what causes the sound, isn't it?
Yeah, she's carrying something.
I can't remember. It's something made of glass. She
Yeah.
breaks it. Obviously, the sound attracts all the
And she's like trying not to scream because she's just stepped like a nail. to
literally
her foot.
pierced right through her foot.
And then as she's trying to go up the stairs, one of them passes by the staircase.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh fuck!" And then she's like, "I assume the lights are like a warning kind of thing."
Yeah, so if they're like the normal sort of orangey colour,
Yeah.
it's fine. But then she flips the switch, and then there's another set
Yeah,
that turn on, and the others turn off, and they're red.
yeah. So she ends up making her way upstairs into the bathtub.
And she goes into labour all at the same time.
Yeah, and she. But luckily, they have like some rockets.
They have like fireworks.
Yeah, like
outside,
set up.
which the
So
sun lights.
as he lights that, she starts screaming, but they can't hear her because there's one thing I also have is that there's earlier on in the film they were by this waterfall and Timothy
Yep.
tells his son that as long as there's a louder sound nearby, they can't hear you.
Mm.
So my question is, why don't you just live next to the fucking waterfall? Just build a fucking hut.
You could do that. My only thing with that is they probably, I mean,
Creature comforts.
you'd have to build something.
Yeah, because my boyfriend asked the same, and I just said, well, I guess they want their creature comforts.
It's
Like they want the electricity.
You'd have to build something. And then on top of that, the kids are pretty young. What if they fall in the water? and die?
Sorry. Kids are stupid.
That's fine.
Kids are stupid. But yeah, like I'm just like, anyway. So then she goes upstairs. She gives birth. They have made up this baby room.
They make up like a bunker to
Yeah.
keep the baby in because they've like got a box that they're gonna keep it in and like pump oxygen into, so that it's basically like a soundproof box. So if it cries,
Yeah.
the cries don't make it out.
Yeah. Anyway, so then at this point, like the other two kids are like way out in the field, don't know where they are. And then like Emily Blunt wakes up and she's like, you have to go find them and protect them. I've got the baby. It's fine. It's cool. But then for some reason there's water leaking into the bunker as well.
I can't remember why that is.
I think because one of the monsters came in and like ripped it.
And like rip the something
Piping or
open.
something. I fucking
something,
don't know.
Something opens and water leaks in. And
Yeah,
it's like a
so
lot.
that's when it diverges into like two sections. So it's like
What she's doing and what they're doing.
yeah. So like the dad's gone to like rescue the kids and he does, but then like he gets attacked by one of the creatures, which are really gross, by the way. Like I'm sorry, but
yeah, they're very gross looking.
they've
which
got
is
like
cool.
all these like little things that come out of their heads and
Yeah.
like that.
It's like they've got an armor covering that they
Yeah.
like vibrates and comes off to
Yeah.
show you what their real head looks like, which is basically like a giant ear.
Yeah. So pretty much, but like, the girl with that staff, she's got like a hearing aid that the dad's made, and it actually wards off the.
Like, we're glossing over a bit here because you really need to see it. But,
Yeah.
like, there's a whole thing about like him trying to make a hearing aid for her so she can hear, because he understands that without her hearing she's gonna die pretty much.
Yeah, pretty easily.
But it's something he gives to her and she doesn't take it seriously because it never works, and then she leaves it on, but then it basically the frequency in it like causes like feedback in the ear of the creature, and it drives it nuts.
Yeah. And so fast forward, the dad sacrifices himself for the kids, and then the kids make it back, and then they realize like the hearing aid is what can save them, quotation save them.
And he's got a radio in his basement, and she just like pumps it to the max volume and shoves it into it, and then it's like basically
and, like, shoots.
Yeah, she blows its head off after it goes ballistic.
Yeah, but with the gun
Yeah, with the shotgun
comes the other monsters because of the noise.
and the movie ends. The movie ends with her, basically getting another shot ready.
Yeah, and then them preparing the noise, like the feedback.
Pretty much. But yeah. So we get everything that we need in the movie.
It's pretty good. Like I don't watch too many horror films because the last big horror film I watched was Mother, which I guess
It's not really the same.
No, it's in a whole new genre, whole.
It's just
genre.
that's not. I don't think it's there just necessarily just to horrify.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole other thing.
But I had fun. You know, spent most of the time cowering in the corner.
Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned it, but you haven't seen Don't Breathe.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty good, but it's very, like, quite over the top. But it's a well-made... It's a well-made, like, I don't know, movie that's probably in poor taste in a lot of ways, but it's very well made.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, it's just about, like, thieves, you know, I think Detroit, and they're just like, oh, yeah, well, we've heard about this, like, veteran who's gotten this payout, and he's blind, so it should be easy. And then they go into his house, and it's like...
Oh, wait, I do know this. I haven't seen it.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's pretty... I mean, it's just like the whole hearing thing reminded me of it.
I do need to watch that.
And it is very good.
I heard this, like, you know, he tries to, like, inseminate her with, like,
yeah,
a
that's
turkey-baster.
the bit when it gets weird at the end.
Yeah, like, I mean, I feel like
But
with horror films now, because people are so desensitized to certain things, they have to have some element of, like,
but
this
the
is
thing
really
is, the
fucked
thing
up.
is about, right, it's a fucked up idea, but it never happens on the screen. So,
What a
or, like, it
shame.
kind of does.
Well, there's,
but,
like,
like,
a pregnant lady, isn't there?
There is, yeah. So it's like... I can't remember his motivations exactly. But yeah, it was pretty fucked. The
No, she's
ending's
like,
pretty
kid
messed-
dies or something through unforeseeable
Yeah.
circumstances.
So it was like, you know, it cost me my kid, you're going to give me a new one, sort of thing. Which is just odd, but... Because it starts off where it's like, these are the thieves and he's the good guy because he's
being
the victim.
Yeah, he's being robbed.
And then soon it just turns the complete other way.
Sorry. I just spelled this on myself.
Yeah, it just flips the other way and becomes him hunting them around the house.
It's kind of terrifying. I think that's like my biggest fear, getting hunted
There's
by
a
like,
pretty
one
great
person.
section in the last part of the film, which is all done in night vision, which is like him walking around like freely because he knows where everything is, and them just like feeling their way around, and like he goes past them and stuff, and
Oh
it's
my god, that's
it's
terrifying.
really good. It's really good. But I enjoyed it. I've only seen it once. I might watch it again sometime.
Don't breathe.
Yeah, Don't Breathe.
What about would you watch A Silent Place again or
A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place? Fuck, sorry.
I'll probably see it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch it again.
It's one of those films. It's just good. I wouldn't say it's absolutely spectacular. I'd just say it's pretty well made and pretty well done.
There was
Especially for like somebody who I didn't think of as a director at all, who I just see as Jim Halpert from The Office. And you know, I think everybody said this, but you just see him on screen and you're just waiting for him to look at the camera. Just wait. Just
A little
after
bit,
like
yeah.
something gets knocked over, you're just waiting for him to go.
Yeah.
And look at the camera awkwardly.
I think for a long period of time, me and my friends would always watch like I think it's called The Uninvited.
I think I've heard of this, but I don't know.
It's got like a big plot. Like she's supposed to have a twin sister, but then apparently the twin sister's actually dead, and she's been communicating with the ghost the whole time.
Oh, okay.
It's either The Uninvited or The Unborn. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Uninvited. We used to watch it like every Halloween or like every few weeks.
Yeah.
That's probably the only film that I really watched other than that, like, and Scary Movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I really enjoyed this. This has opened me up into watching other horror films.
Some horror films are terrible. In fact, most of them are pretty shit.
Yeah.
But, like...
The Exorcist literally scared the shit out of me. Not literally, sorry. Figuratively scared the shit out of me. Sorry. Because I was like, I would watch, and then so like, how long is the film? Like an hour and a half, 2 hours?
I think it's about 2 hours. I can't
2
remember.
hours. Spent like an hour and 30 minutes behind a pillow, just like, fuck. Just because, like, I think I'm okay with gore. I think I mentioned this. Like, I like to watch medical documentaries. I love watching surgeries.
Yeah.
Love, quotation,
weird.
love.
Yeah.
Enjoy, don't mind. So I don't mind gore. It's just when people act like all
Weird
crazy
creepy,
and
yeah.
supernatural, I'm just like, no. Like, just, that's not natural. I mean, blood gushing out from someone's arteries is not necessarily natural, but it's a part of human anatomy. But then when I see someone turn their head like 180 or like, I'm just like,
That's not supposed to happen.
Oh, God.
I'm actually trying to think of, like, good horror films, but I'm just blank at the moment.
It's hard because there's so many, like, mediocre ones.
Oh, there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's just so many, like, because people just do a lot of jump scares or whatever it is. And
Don't Breathe has quite a few jump scares in it, I think.
I hate jump scares.
Some of them are well done, but like most of them I think are terrible. But I just think it's more like the concept that's happening is more interesting or fun.
What's the one with the clown again?
It,
yeah.
I still have to see the new one.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it yet.
I don't find the old one scary at all. I think it's laughably bad.
I'm not scared of clowns. I know people who are scared of clowns, but I'm not scared of clowns personally. But watching like it,
Have you seen It Follows?
yeah. Oh, I haven't seen it, but a lot of my friends have seen it. I know what happens.
That's pretty good.
Pretty much, yeah. I like the concept behind it. I think I don't know if
I don't know whether
I'll
I
never
found it
watch
really creepy. I think I just found it an interesting movie.
yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's a bit creepy, but it's not. I mean, there's not really any jump scares in it. There's some pretty like creepy moments.
Yeah. Oh, what about the new one, Truth or Dare?
No,
It looks
so
so bad.
awful.
I know. I was like,
So fucking.
why would you
dumb.
play this trailer before A Silent Place? A Quiet Place. Fuck.
Because they're both horror films. You're gonna market it.
Anyways,
It looks like absolute garbage.
it does. It looks like
I think the effects that they do on their face, I could do
I don't understand why they do that.
to tell you that they're bad. Because otherwise,
But
what
why?
else are you
Like, it's
supposed
so
to do?
pointless.
No, it is pointless.
Yeah.
Because it's like, surely their behaviour should be weird enough. But
Yeah.
they're just like, no, they don't understand. You have to fuck up their face as well.
Yeah.
Their face has to go weird.
I feel like if aliens or an evil did come to Earth, it wouldn't just be like
Actually,
Truth or
funny
Dare.
enough, like, speaking of horror movies, have
Yeah.
you seen Alien?
Not yet. I
original.
still need to. I know it's
good.
like- I know.
Although it is mostly people, like, just kind of talking, and then there's an alien on the ship and lots of people die, and then it's like, then it's just like almost an hour of somebody walking cautiously around a spaceship going, pretty much. But it's great. It's well done.
No, but all I know is the scene where like the alien
John
bursts out
Hurt
of...
dies because he births an alien.
Yeah, but
at
I
the
know
dinner
that scene
table.
was not like choreographed properly, like because
No,
they just...
I know that. I think the whole thing. I don't know whether it's really exactly true. Like they were trying to get genuine reactions out of the actors, so they didn't tell them exactly what was going to happen. But I don't really see how you could do that whole scene, especially seeing how it's done. Exactly. I don't know. See, when they say that, I don't know exactly what they mean.
Maybe they're just like, oh, we're going to sit down to do a scene where there's a bit of dialogue and all that, and then all of a sudden an alien just bursts out.
No, but I
and
mean, like,
"Nah."
how do you get an alien to burst out of a guy's stomach on set without anybody realizing what you're doing? Like,
No movie magic. Fuck
I
me.
know, but like it, and like it works in editing, but I'm like that. Like it wasn't one shot. It's like they cut between. They were doing other things.
Yeah, but they
like-
were saying like maybe we're filming a scene and then it wasn't the scene that they thought they were going to be filming.
I think what they mean is that John Hurt's initial reaction of like getting on the table and like lying down and like acting sick and all that's just maybe that wasn't as rehearsed as it was, and that's what gets the genuine reaction. I think the actual thing coming out of the stomach,
Yeah.
they probably knew that something was like that was
happen.
happening because it's
Yeah.
like the film's called Alien.
Yeah.
There's going to be an alien. But yeah,
Yeah.
horror movies can be good sometimes, very occasionally. I like some of the older ones even.
I do
Yeah.
enjoy the older ones.
Psycho's still good.
Psycho. I watched Psycho when I tell people this all the time. I watched Psycho when I was like 6 with my parents. And okay, can I just say, my mum and dad's commentary on that film still to this day iconic. Like, so they'll watch it, and then you like, you know how like each investigator visits the home and,
and they
like
die.
kill. Yeah, they'll be like watching it, and it's like, oh, he's a smart guy. Yeah, he'll solve it. Oh no, he's stupid. No, why is he doing that? Oh. And then my mum would turn to me, she's like, this is what happens when you're unintelligent, Linda. You die. I'm like, what? I'm 6. I'm 6 years old, you know? Like, well before I'm primed to understand the concept of murders and serial killers, I guess. And then she'll watch a scene where it's like, oh, this girl's stupid. Oh, but she's strong. Okay. And then my mum would turn to me and she's like, okay, so you can't be too stupid, but if you're strong, maybe you can survive. This was the whole film. I'm
Oh,
watching it.
hilarious.
And I'm getting, because initially, like I said, I don't understand the concept of murder at this point. Because in my mind, I'm like, people don't just kill other people.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, what else? Six.
I think there was only one scene in that film that genuinely scared the shit out of me, and it wasn't like the shower scene or like when
That
they
didn't
find
scare me. I thought she had just like fallen asleep from shock. That was literally. And then when all the blood like kind of came out, I was like, "Oh, she dead." It's like me
no,
in the
it's more
Notebook
like
too.
I really appreciate that scene for like how it's done,
Yeah.
and how well it's done, and
It's
how
pretty iconic.
and how it managed to be like not cut out of the film at that time period because of like it's really violent. She's not wearing anything or anything like that at the time, and like it's back in the 60s.
Yeah.
You weren't really allowed to do things like that, and then Hitchcock found a way to do it, as usual. And then, but the bit that scared the shit out of me the most, and it's just the way it's done because it's so
Was it
unexpected.
him and his mom?
No,
Oh, okay, damn it.
it was the bit where I think it's the private investigator goes to the house and he goes up the staircase, and Norman Bates just suddenly comes out of the room and just like slashes him across the face, and he falls down the stairs and,
Yeah.
and stabs him. It's not like the bit when he stabs him. It's just him emerging out of the room. It just happens, and
Yeah.
there's no warning. It's just like completely silent, and he's walking up the stairs, and it's like top down
Yeah,
shot.
you're walking down, and I think.
And then the
'cause
music starts as he just kind of walks like straight at him
Just-
at the bottom, and it scared the shit out of me.
See, that didn't scare me. I think at that point I was half asleep anyway. So I have not watched Psycho again because I feel like I think if I was to watch it again, I would just be too traumatized. Because when you, like you said, when you're a kid, you're a bit innocent, so you think, oh, that guy's they're not killing each other. They're just playing knife games.
But I don't find it scary. I just think it's really good.
I think psychological
But
thrillers.
I think most
fuck
horror
me.
films I don't find scary.
Everything. I think everything's fucking scary. Like literally, just like the music will change a little bit, and I'm like, I'm scared, Ren. I'm so fucking scared. Because every time we watch like a film, sometimes whenever it's like scary or not scary, but like a bit like tense, I'm like, I can't watch.
You're very easily affected by this.
I think I'm not good at suspense because, as someone who likes to be in control, I don't like the idea of suspense. So anytime like there's something that's kind of hinted to happen or is going to happen, I'm like, I can't look. I just have to wait for it to be over, and then I can. It's not the actual act itself; it's the anxiety that builds up in me while I'm waiting for the actual scene to happen.
Yeah.
So the scene in a quiet place where the nail gets ripped up and it's sticking up. I'm like, oh, well, she's gonna fucking stab her foot on it.
Yeah.
Fuck me. And so the next like 10 minutes as she goes into labor, I'm waiting for her to step on this nail.
Yeah.
And so it's not the act of her stepping on this nail; it's the anxiety it gives me of me waiting for her to step on this nail. But yeah, this is why I can't watch horror films, because every time I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. I'm just getting anxiety from it not happening right now.
Yeah.
With that being said, I was thinking of watching Crimson Peak because
Oh, that sucks.
I know it does, but I was
sucks
like,
so bad.
It's been on my to-watch list
It's
for a
so
while.
terrible.
I know. I'm watching High Rise still. I'm kind of making my way through Tom Hiddleston's film list.
I mean, High Rise isn't a horror film. It's just an
Thriller,
allegory
psycho.
of communism, but pretty much. It's good. It's a good movie in that
It's
way.
okay. He's not a very good cast. Sorry.
I thought he was fine in it because he doesn't really have to have any characteristics. If that makes
I
any
know,
sense.
but I just
He's the
kinda-
guy who just walks in and he's witnessing everything, pretty much.
I
And
know,
that's-
but I feel like it's a bit
like
weird.
everybody else in the film is way better than he is because they have the more interesting characters as well. But I don't think he'd do well in any of those other roles because I don't think he's that good an actor.
I think it depends on the role he's given.
He's a fine Loki.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say because I haven't seen him in anything else. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's good in that. I was like, he's really okay, but he just kind of says his lines. He's never really anybody else apart from Tom Hiddleston.
He's very good at different languages. I don't know.
Is he?
I don't know. He can speak a few. He can speak French.
Has he ever played a French character?
No.
No.
Mark Strong can speak German, though. I know that.
Mark Strong's a good actor.
Yeah,
He
Mark.
should play.
He's an amazing
Like I said,
actor.
the first film I saw him in was Body of Lies, and I thought he was from the Middle East.
I know. It's like, oh, Mark Strong, what?
Mark Strong. That's not a very...
That's not a very multicultural name.
He just sounds like he's from the UK. Oh, he is.
Anyways, what are we looking at for time?
I'm looking at this. What are you looking at? It's 45 minutes.
Okay, so I think we should spend the next 15 minutes talking about Infinity Wars.
Should we? We talk about Marvel all the time, and I hate it.
Fucking hell, man! I'm trying.
Marvel's terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's just generic.
It's just very consumable. Consumable to the point where I don't want to consume it anymore.
Did you see? Oh,
it's the McDonald's of movies.
Oh my god, no.
It's like, oh yeah, I guess I'll have a nugget. Fuck.
Is DC like the KFC of movies or something? No, DC is the Subway of movies.
No, because Subway's better for you. So DC is let me think of it.
The Red Rooster?
No, it's like Taco Bell.
There's like 2 stores of Taco Bell in Melbourne.
Yeah, I know, and that's how fucking bad it is. They microwave all their food.
Yeah, but that's like
Allegedly.
a lot of fast food restaurants.
I know, but like it's obvious. You know when you get
Yeah, but they
nachos
have
and you're
those-
like, how fucking hard is it to put this in the oven?
Yeah, but they have those huge bowls where you drink margaritas from. And you get a hat.
If somebody doesn't drink alcohol, that's a completely pointless.
I'm not that person, clearly, because I've just polished off a bottle of wine. There. I'm getting to a point where I cannot continue this podcast anymore. No.
What do you think is going to happen? People are going to die. It's going to keep going. The end.
Well, I made a list on my blog. I'm not sure if you read it, of people who I thought was going to die.
I think it was pretty much because you asked me about it, so I probably kind of know who's on the list.
Iron Man. Everyone's okay.
Who's on the hit list?
Everyone's just freaking out because no one wants Loki to pass away. But I'm like, dude,
don't they?
Loki dead. Okay, he gonna die. Because I'm like,
Loki's died every fucking movie he's been in almost.
I just feel like
he's back again.
It's gotten to the point where Loki's less of a main character and more of a comic relief for his brother.
No, he is.
Yeah.
He has been since after the Avengers.
Yeah, well, that's
in fact, during the Avengers, he was still a comic relief because he wasn't really a bad guy in the end. He just kind of... He was really unintimidating.
Yeah.
But on purpose because they were having fun with it. Which is kind of Marvel's thing. They have fun with it. I don't know how much more serious this film's going to be. I doubt that it's going to be that serious to begin with. People will die, certainly.
I really want Wanda to go. Like, I'm sorry, but her power is
Scarlet
such it's such a fucking... Okay, because in the
it's just a whatever we need in this scene.
Yeah, like, oh, you know, can she just mind bend some people or mind...
Can she just... Look, red shit's going to come out.
Yeah.
It's going to do a thing.
If you read up about her, the actual character in Marvel, she's got a lot of mental illness problems.
They
so
can't make her the actual character that she is.
Yeah, like, she's very unstable, and that's her
Magneto.
weakness. She's, like, unstable and she's crazy and whatever. They can't do that. So Scarlet Witch is this well-balanced, super powerful being. And I'm like, girl, no offense.
But they have to keep her in the Avengers base because she's just too unstable. Even though she's barely... Like, she just does that one thing to save Captain America in Civil War, and then it explodes, and they're just like, you're too dangerous. Anyway, Cap, you keep going.
I'm excited to see what happens with Winter Soldier, though.
What, where the Cap dies and he takes up the Captain
That's
America.
what I think is going to happen. Sorry. But part of me is like, maybe both of them will die together and there just won't be any more Captain America.
And they'll make out before they die, will they?
Oh, maybe. That'd be... That would literally send the girls crying to home. Yeah, I think definitely Iron Man. I love Robert Downey Jr.
I hope so, actually.
Robert Downey Jr., by the way, he's like a triple threat. You know he could sing?
Sure.
He's like an amazing singer. FYI, I told this to Monica today. I was just like, this is what happens when you put me in a room with an internet connection and no employment.
Okay.
All I do is just look up nonsense and like... Anyways, Robert Downey Jr. can sing like crazy. But I think it's time he retires from this role because I think...
He's got enough out of it.
Yeah, I think... I don't know about him as an actor, but
They don't need Iron Man 4. That's what they don't need for a start.
You know what? That's my biggest fear. What happens if there is Iron Man 4? What happens if it just keeps on going?
No, it's going to keep on going anyway. It's just not going to be with them.
No, but like what happens if they're like, psych, and then
they
it
could.
keeps on going.
They
That
totally
would
could.
be my biggest fear, is that everything just keeps going. They renew their contracts for the next like 15 years. I don't know how many years, 10 years. And I'm just like, holy shit, how many more Iron Man films or Captain America films or
Well, it's like
whatever can we go going
they
with?
could renew the. I mean, this film's been made, and they haven't renewed their contracts. So
That's
it's,
true.
this one's done, but there is a part 2, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Which comes out next year.
So,
So
because I think that they're not going to kill people off until the second film.
I think they'll kill someone in the first one. They've got, like, even if it's just like near the end, they've got to kill somebody. They might not be like the
it's
absolute most
Hawkeye.
important.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, it might be like Hawkeye or something.
Apparently, Hawkeye has a special journey.
What, to the afterlife?
I don't fucking know. Fuck me, man. I just looked up on Wikipedia and it's like
Because
Hawkeye.
you know what it is? That like I look at these, like most of these actors, I'm like, you guys could be doing anything. And
But you're in a Marvel
doing
film.
this shit. Like, it's not shit, but it's just paid. That's it. It's just a job, really. They're not doing their best work. That's for
No.
sure. Like
Yeah.
I look at Benedict Cumberbatch struggling with an American accent as Doctor Strange. I'm like, dude, come on, you're better than this.
Is
I
he?
look at what do you call it? What's his name? Jeremy Renner. I'm like, he's better than this. Robert Downey Jr. could be doing heaps more of the
I
shit.
know. He was.
Well,
he was.
as for Chris Evans, I don't know.
I like Chris
He's
Evans.
Captain America. That's about it.
He was. I was going to say he was part of the Fantastic Four, but that's not exactly something to brag about.
No, not those ones.
He's still. Yeah. I mean, Robert Downey Jr., I think he needs to move on to more mature roles. Definitely. I'd like to see him in something that isn't
Iron Man.
Iron Man or Tony Stark.
I mean, I've seen him in other things, and I like him in other things. And, I mean, you know, he's not going to go the Johnny Depp route of just becoming a depressing caricature on screen every movie, but he could be if he keeps going with this shit. Like, but
Who knows?
I mean, I don't really care about Iron Man anymore.
No.
I mean,
You know what? If Iron Man and Pepper Potts get married and they retire for life, that's already enough for me because
No, he should die.
I love Pepper Potts.
Because that leaves it open for him coming back at some point, and I don't want anybody to come back after this movie. I know it sounds terrible, but
I think a few characters, like I think like Scarlet Witch, Bruce Banner and stuff, they'll go away. They'll be like, we're getting married.
I think the Hulk's going to stay.
No.
They've got to keep somebody from the original lineup.
They can keep.
I think they will keep the Hulk for longer.
I want him and just ScarJo to retire and go because I think
Maybe he'll turn into Mega Hulk when she dies. Because she could die.
that's true.
Like the ones that are definitely on the chopping block are like Loki, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Black Widow, and Vision.
Oh yeah, Vision's dead.
Vision's
He already
fucked.
died.
Vision died in the trailer before the movie came
Yeah,
out.
I know. It's like Vision's already dead, man. What's the point? Maybe he can survive. No, that's stupid.
Who cares? Oh, War Machine.
Oh yeah, War Machine dead as fuck.
In fact, he might even die off screen. It'll be like, yeah, we couldn't be bothered like hiring Don Cheadle again, so he's dead. It happened.
What about Thor? Maybe Thor's the one to stick around.
I have this feeling Thor's gonna die.
No.
Like, he's lost an eye and everything. He's battle damage.
No,
he doesn't have his
I
hammer
don't-
anymore.
I don't
What
think
makes him a Thor?
Lightning.
Lightning. Oh.
Light him up, light him up. I don't know. I think they're gonna keep Thor around. I just think because
Have you noticed how Thanos is almost completely irrelevant? It's just, who's gonna die? Because who gives a fuck if
everyone's just concerned. It's like I don't want anyone to die, and I'm like, no. The fact that people are dying, that's what makes it,
It just
good.
makes it worthless.
Yeah, it
If
doesn't
nobody's
mean
gonna
anything.
die, it's just fucking pointless.
You know what? Nothing's gonna mean anything if people don't die.
That's like, people who won't die is like T'Challa and Spider-Man and Ant-Man. Ant-Man can't die because his movie's not coming out till later.
Yeah.
It-
That's also another thing I want to say. Like, because of Infinity Wars and who's in Infinity Wars, it kind of takes the consequences out of the previous films,
And
like especially Black Panther.
Oh yeah, Black Panther. I was like, this movie feels toothless.
Yeah.
Because like that whole scene where they chuck him off the waterfall. I was
I'm
like,
like, he
yep.
didn't die.
Oh, when's he going to be back?
Yeah,
About 20
because
minutes.
it's literally like he can't die because he's in
'Cause he's in the
Infinity
trailer.
Wars. Yeah, like it's just
But that's the
That's
annoying
the
thing
only
as well.
problem
It's
I
like
have.
any Marvel film that came out between now and Infinity War, they'd already like signed on,
Yeah.
and everybody knew. And it's like,
Maybe
okay,
he comes back as a.
it's like okay, well, I mean, like obvious ones like Spider-Man wasn't going to die in his own movie, the first one that they make.
No.
Thor wasn't going to die in Ragnarok because what a tone change that would have been.
Mm.
That movie's so not. There's not a serious moment in the whole movie.
I enjoyed that. So there was a bit of I don't want to say conflict. So probably what happened was what was the director
Taika Waititi.
Yeah. So he had created obviously this kind of Thor universe where Thor was a bit more like chilled, not a serious kind of that comical kind of character. And then apparently Chris Hemsworth went to the directors of Infinity Wars and said he wanted kind of the same element in the new Infinity Wars
They didn't
film.
want him to do that.
And they were like, no. They were just like, no. And
Who's
then
directing these ones? Is it the Russo brothers?
some brothers, two people.
Yes, I think it's the guys who did Winter Soldier and Civil War.
You know what? Out of all the films in the Marvel franchise, apart from maybe Iron Man 1, Iron Man 3, that's about it.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
And Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. The Captain America series is probably the strongest one in terms of like film writing and style.
It doesn't have the best start,
No.
but it's got the best sequel.
Yeah. Like Captain America 1, but then the two, Winter Soldier and Civil War. Civil War's a bit of a. Because
Civil
I think
War's
it's kind
only toothless because once again nobody dies. That's
Yeah,
the
I
only
think-
thing that
yeah.
I don't. And it's got this weird tonal shift between the fight at the airport and the ending.
Yeah. I didn't understand because I'm just like, I think this is the climax, but then there's another hour
one.
to go.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the Captain America series is like the strongest.
Yeah.
Like the one I would rewatch, especially Winter Soldier, is probably one of my favorites. Because I actually
Winter Soldier's the Dark Knight of the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And I just enjoyed the way it was written. I think it was because it wasn't just like superheroes. Rah, rah, rah.
That's the serious one that works. And there aren't a lot of serious ones.
I think the weakest one out of all of them is Thor. I think any like Dark World, Ragnarok, just the Thor films in general, I think there's no point in having them.
It's funny that Ragnarok's the best, but it's not. I still don't like it that much.
No. I think even if you were to take those films out, I wouldn't miss them. Iron Man 2 you can take out, probably wouldn't miss.
Yeah.
But like if you were to take the Winter Soldier,
You could take Ant-Man out completely.
You could
for me.
probably
I
take
couldn't
Ant-Man,
give a
and I
shit.
wouldn't give a shit. Yeah.
The Black Panther movie you could completely remove because he's in Civil War. I'm like, that's really his introduction. And the thing is like, I thought he was kind of interesting in Civil War when I knew nothing about him. And he's kind of mysterious. I was like, oh, I've got this place. You know, this is where that sort of stuff.
Dude, Chadwick Boseman though, I was shocked when I found out how old he was.
How old
He's
is he?
40.
Oh, okay.
I was like, holy fuck! If I could look like that when I'm 40, I would be happy.
Yeah, you could look exactly like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
No, but like I'm honest, like I thought he was when I watched him. I was like, oh, he's late 30s, maybe at most 35, 36.
I thought he'd be mid-30s.
Yeah, like he'd be 35.
I didn't
36.
think he was like Michael B. Jordan's age of like probably late 20s or anything like that.
Michael
Like,
B. Jordan, late 20s. Anyways,
he's the bad guy.
yeah, I know Michael. Yeah. With that being said, Anthony Mackie, who plays Falcon, is also 39, and I'm like, y'all should be retired, man.
Black don't crack.
Literally black don't crack. Like I hate to be the stereotype of black don't crack. The other one's like Asian don't raisin or something like that.
I thought the rule with Asian people is that they get to a certain age, like 60.
Yeah,
and
I'm
when
gonna
they
turn
hit
60. I'm gonna shrink down to
61,
the
they're gonna
size of a
shrink
midget.
and
Yeah,
it's-
have you seen my mum? She's like what, 2 meters off not like a meter off the ground.
I was going to say 2 meters. Ooh, that's
She's like literally like the size of this table. No, but yeah, like that's gonna be. I'm gonna look like this. I have not grown a centimeter. I have not changed. Like I still see people from when I was in high school, and I'm like, do I look different? You do your and the response is always you do your makeup different or like you dress differently, but in terms of facial features, you are literally the same.
exactly the same.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm just gonna be an 18-year-old forever. Forever and ever. Like I will admit I'm different from when I was 15, but I think after the age of 17, not a
Haven't
single.
changed a lot.
I did get like a slight wrinkle up here, you can't see anything, can you?
Exactly.
You can
'Cause
cover it
it's
up
actually
with
not
makeup.
really there.
Yeah. Whereas
It's in your mind, it's not outside.
my brain is very wrinkly. It's fine. But Kenji, who's my boyfriend, he's got like a lot of crow's feet going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Because he lives with you.
you take that back.
He's always going,
That's not true. I'm not that. I'm pretty difficult to work with. I'm like, we live together, and the thing is, my rule is always like, well, if you're working, then I'll be, I'll do the extra, I'll make dinner and all that. And if you're working, or if I'm working, then you have to do the household chores. But like normally, even after he works, like, he comes back and I'm like, can you make me a cup of tea? Can you make dinner? I don't really feel like moving, even though I have not moved for a single like second that day. I'm just like, can you do this for me? He's like exhausted from work, and I'm just like, I'm tired too. But yeah, no. These actors, like, it blew my mind when I like looked up Chadwick Boseman, and I'm like, holy fuck, you're 40?
mm-hmm.
Damn. My mind is shook. I'm shook.
It's funny, like, one thing looking back, like, I keep seeing clips of it, Black Panther, in, like, various videos and stuff like that, people talking about, like, the review and everything like that, and the one thing I can't shake from that film is the action sequences.
I know, you're telling
They're
me.
not very good. Like, people were raving about it. I was like, And it's because, and I don't know what it is, it's like, I don't know what everybody else is comparing it to either. So, I mean...
The other Marvel films?
The other Marvel films, yeah. And maybe it's good compared to those. I mean, it's not good compared to Winter Soldier, probably.
No, Winter Soldier was...
Winter Soldier's the best as far as action goes in the film series, but... And everything else, but... Like, I can't... And it's just the fact that, like, you know how, like, one of the things that, says you're doing well with action is if you can get your actors to do it. There was a few moments where I could tell that they did, and I was like, they should have got a double. Because I was like, it's, what's her name? I can't remember the one's name who, the bald one? She's like the warrior. She's got like
yeah. I don't remember her name.
Because I don't think she's young either. But she's got that whole bit in this South Korean casino.
Yeah.
Where she, like, gets the spear out and she's, like, swinging it around and stuff like that. And then you look at it and I'm like, she's not very fast. And, like, and you can see, like, the guys who are supposed to, like, interact with her, like, come into it and, like, get hit and, like, stabbed or whatever like that. It looks like they're waiting for her to get to the bit that's
like
supposed to come
in Batman?
you know what I mean? Like, it looks a bit like that sometimes. And then all the bits when he's in his suit looks like a really terrible CG cartoon.
Well,
it looks better in Civil War.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, when I went to watch Black Panther,
Yes.
Black
Sequel.
Panther, I was
It's his
really...
brother. It's really shit. Black Panther's cool, but Black Panther's shit. He's terrible.
No, but I went to watch it, and I was already very tired that day, just like I am now. And...
It's one of those things, like, we've watched too many movies. So I'm watching it and I'm going, okay, this is going to happen now. This is going to happen. Okay, hurry up, get to this bit. This bit's going to... And, you're just going, okay, and next.
Well, I watched Black Panther with my partner, and then afterwards it came out. Like I said, all my friends loved this film, like, so much to its very core. They were like, this is the best Marvel film that has ever come out, they've ever made. It is amazing.
Ask them after Infinity War and they would have forgotten about it.
And I think they were disappointed when I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's not a bad film. It's just not, like, I'm just not raving about it like everyone has. And the thing is, it's grossed so much in the box office. It's grossed like the highest amount Marvel's ever had. But I think the reason behind it is there's this, like,
I think it's just the marketing.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think there's like this pack
everybody's- mentality
where it's like one person loves it so much and then everyone's like, oh yeah, I love it
But
too.
it's like,
And then
isn't it the case, like, every time a Marvel film comes out, it just breaks a record? Thor Ragnarok broke its record.
I don't
broke some
understand why
record,
Thor.
like-
I like Valkyrie.
Yeah, she was okay.
I thought she was funny.
She was the chick from Annihilation.
True.
The one that cuts herself. She was better in that, but,
True.
she's good in Thor as
Also
well.
true. But yeah, no, I was just kind of like, I think because one of my friends, she's adamant that I hate Marvel, and I told her I don't hate Marvel. I just think
It's just really consumable, easy
it's just
stuff.
super
And
generic.
I just can't deal with it all the time
Nothing-
because it's boring.
Yeah,
after
like
a while.
there's nothing experimental about it. And I'm not saying every film has to be experimental, but
Like,
there's
remember,
nothing.
it's just not particular. Like the only thing that's really new about it is like how good the special effects get.
Yeah. Like,
That's
there's
it.
nothing. I just said to her, look, I just don't think it's as special as people say it is. That's what I said to her.
And
she-
I think it's the reason being is it's like it's gotten less interesting over time. Not just because
Yeah.
we've had more films, but because any risks they've taken with it, people just haven't liked. Like Iron Man 3, when they did that thing with the Mandarin and they turned him into like this actor,
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley's like I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
Because I have absolutely no familiarity with this character, but anybody who was like there who like thought he was going to be a great villain and they get in there and then it's like, oh no, he's an I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Brilliant.
Because I actually wasn't expecting that. But that's Shane Black. He does what he wants. He did The Nice Guys. He did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And then he writes and directs Iron Man 3 and writes jokes into it that are actually funny.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to see how Infinity War goes, you know. You know what? It could blow my mind. But then at the same time,
I could watch it and go, this is fun. I want to see the big purple
because the
man
first
punch
Avengers
another guy.
did blow my mind a little. Like, I was just like, wow.
I liked it because I didn't think that was going to be good at all. Like, I thought it was going to be an absolute disaster because of how many characters they had. And it was just going to be a complete... and this is the thing. This could be exactly what I thought the first Avengers was going to be. Because ever since then, they haven't...
Foreshadowing!
Because ever since then, they haven't really been able to pull it off again. Avengers 2 sucks.
Yeah.
With
I
Ultron
mean, I
and
don't
everything.
mind it. I just think Avengers 2 is too much of a copy of Avengers 1. And then...
But it doesn't have any, like, freshness to it. It's just
Yeah, well, exactly.
boring.
It's a copy.
No, but it's like, there's nothing... I don't know what they were doing with it. Like...
You seem very deeply hurt about this. You're
No,
just like,
no. It's not even
why?
that.
Why would this
I didn't.
happen?
It's funny. I didn't see Age of Ultron at the cinemas. I completely missed it because I wasn't that interested, and then I saw it later, and I was like, "Yep, this is fine."
Yes. Well, we'll have to.
I was
we'll
like,
have
they
to see.
wasted James Spader.
I
as
know.
Ultron.
He's amazing. Something else actually, really quickly, I just watched this week. I watched a series of Unfortunate Events. The new season came out.
Mm-hmm.
And oh girl, it's fun. It's obviously like the thing about the new season, the one with Neil Patrick Harris, is that it's more of kind of a exaggerated style. Like, it's not. There are things that happen that I'm like, this is nonsense. Like, this would never physically. This could never happen. But it's really good, and especially towards the end of it, it's really dark. And I really enjoyed it. So you should watch it, Ren.
I've been meaning to watch it.
You
it's
really
on.
should.
It's on my Netflix list, but
I think the overall aesthetic of it and, like, you know, the way they've
looks
written
very
it,
nice. I
it's
think my
very
hang up
nice.
is I've never really liked Neil Patrick Harris.
That's
I
okay.
find him a bit
It's not
annoying,
really
and I don't know why.
You don't watch it for Neil Patrick, or you do watch it for Neil Patrick Harris.
Well, he's like the Count, right? The whole antagonist of the whole
Have you
thing.
read the series?
No, I've just seen the Jim Carrey movie.
No, fuck's sake. No, so I've actually read the whole series. Like, I'm actually trying to hunt down the original series because I only used to read them when I borrowed them from the library.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get my hands on the original.
Wasn't there like
copy.
11 books?
There's 13.
Oh, 13.
Unlucky
Okay.
number. So I actually own the 13th book because my mum bought it for me. My lovely mother bought it for me when it came out, but up until that point, I read 1 to 12. And I think the thing that's special about the series isn't like the characters, or I mean, it is pretty unique, but I think it's the way that the story is told through Lemony Snicket, because he's very much like a pessimist, and the way he writes is. It's funny because the way he writes is more towards adults because he uses like very complicated words or terminologies or whatever. And there's a lot of morbid themes. Oh, hello, cat. But at the same time, it's considered a children's book. And so there's been a bit of, not a controversy, but like debate about whether or not this is a kid's book or a adult book. Ooh.
It came during that period of like Harry Potter and everything as well, didn't it?
I'd say I say Harry Potter is a very good book because it's got obviously a huge fandom behind it. But I say if you want a book that kind of looks more into like mystery or thriller.
Mm.
Series
Well,
of
like,
Unfortunate Events is
nearly
probably
all of
better, but-
the Harry Potter books are mystery books as well, though.
I know, but like,
In
I
a different
honestly
way.
think that Series of Unfortunate Events is a lot better in doing what it does. Although I do very much enjoy Lemony Snicket. I've read a few of his other books.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Yeah, but you should watch it.
I don't know what it was about it. It never really grabbed me. Don't know why. I think I was just into Harry Potter at the time, and that was what I did. And
I know. I think it's kind of a shame. Like, so Harry
it
Potter.
got completely overridden by it.
Yeah,
Didn't
I know, but it's really well written, and I do recommend it highly.
Yeah.
Anyways, should we end it here?
Yep. I don't think I've been watching any other shows.
No.
I've been trying to catch up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Well,
That's about
you
it.
just told me you read 150 novellas of
That's not
Berserk
chapters, right?
chapters. Sorry.
Episodes, maybe. I don't even know how they classify it. But yeah, I've read a lot.
You've
of
got a
that.
problem.
That's not even half of them. But it's not a show. It's just what I'm reading. It's good. It's good stuff. We'll talk about that another time.
We'll talk about anime episode obsessions another time.
Yep.
Sweet.
Alrighty. Well, next time will definitely be Avengers. That's for sure.
Yep. Can't wait.
Totally mention
And then we have to wait another year for the next one. Fuck. You know what? I fucking hate how they split things up now. Just give me a 3-hour-long film.
Speaking
I
of
don't care.
Harry Potter, that's what did it.
I know. Fuck you, J.K. Rowling.
You make a good book and then you ruin it later.
Oh, Fantastic Beasts.
No, I'm not watching it. Fuck it.
We're watching it.
I'm not watching that. It looks like utter garbage.
Okay.
I saw Jude Law as Dumbledore. I went, fuck you.
No, Jude Law's amazing as Dumbledore. I'm into him as Dumbledore.
It's just Jude Law. He'll just be
I love
annoying.
Jude Law.
I don't need to know what Dumbledore was like when he was in his, I don't know,
What, Dumbledore the Explorer?
Dumbledore the Explorer. He went around the world with weak as piss character Newt Scamander,
I know.
and then we have Johnny Depp.
I think Johnny Depp needs to retire.
That was a terrible casting choice as well.
I know.
And that's how you know that they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They got to the end, they were just like, how are we going to, like, translate Grindelwald? Oh, we'll just do a pointless celebrity cameo. We'll put...
What about Deadpool 2? Deadpool 2.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Well, I like Deadpool 1, but the telling thing for me is that I've only seen it twice. I haven't watched it again, and I haven't really felt the need to. I did like it. But I just don't see the second one doing better.
It's hard to.
It might be.
It's hard for films to exceed it.
Yeah.
Like, especially when the original was such a box office success.
Like, there's only so many times that Ryan Reynolds can say a comment, and I'll go,
Well, okay. Hopefully it'll work out.
It's by one of the directors of John Wick, and the guy who did Atomic Blonde. We all know what a hit that was.
Such a hit.
Hit to the face.
Yeah. What's wrong?
Anyway,
Okay,
we'll end it there. Not
Anyways,
rambling about that crap anymore.
yeah, we'll worry about Infinity Wars next fortnight.
Yep. And then we'll tell you it was fine.
Okay.
And we'll say it was alright.
Okay.
Everybody we said who was going to die died. And
Yeah. We should have a poll going.
we should put a board up and just go strike.
Yeah.
That one's gone. That one's gone.
Excited when Loki goes.
Yeah. See ya.
Boy.
Alrighty. Finished there?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright.